Hello, my name is Mary S. King, author of Facing the Wall and Mission Never Ending Journey. I would like to go over some facts about PTSD and relationships. PTSD involves symptoms that interfere with trust, emotional closeness, communication, responsibility, assertiveness, and effective problem solving. Now, I saw that in my husband. He didn't trust me very much, and at times I asked him, "Do you trust me?" and he wouldn't answer me, and he said no. And he didn't dare to have emotional closeness, which is sad. And communication, he didn't say much. And he didn't say anything about his experience in Vietnam, which I understand is a normal thing. Survivors may experience a loss of interest or social sexual activities, which is true. He didn't want to go out that much. Only time we go out in his own free will is when there's a fire, and he was a fireman. And he always felt distance from others, like he didn't belong, which is sad. And he didn't feel like he belonged or felt like anybody else, and that he felt different. And he was emotionally numb, and that is a fact. I felt hurt and everything because we didn't have the communication we had previous to him being in Vietnam. And he was unable to overcome the effects of the trauma. The fact of the matter with his trauma, with PTSD in Vietnam, is the fact that he didn't get help until too long after the fact, after the episode. So, in my reading about PTSD, if a veteran or anyone doesn't get help shortly after the trauma, it becomes a part of them. It's always going to be with them, part of his personality. And that's the way it is. And I saw that in my husband. Because he was not able to get over the effects of the trauma. And he felt very, he kept on mentioning the comrades he lost. And you can understand that. Just think about losing one friend, and he lost a bunch of comrades. He was always on guard. He was always easily startled, worried, or anxious, and unable to relax. He wasn't able to relax until he became so exhausted that he fell asleep, but it wasn't a calm sleep, because sometimes he woke up with flashbacks. Flashbacks are feeling like you are in the same situation and actually reliving in it. And they prevent both the survivor and partner from sleeping restfully. For instance, one night I woke up and he had his arm around my neck, and I was afraid to move until he got up because I didn't know if he knew where he was or not. His memories can living with you like living in a war zone or living in a constant threat of vague but terrible danger. Living with a person with PTSD does not automatically cause PTSD, but can produce secondary traumatization, which is similar to having PTSD, which I was diagnosed with. Now, secondary PTSD is living with a person so long that you start seeing the life where they are. You start seeing this way they are. And, for instance, if there are fireworks coming, I know he's going to be scared, so I tell him. I know he's going to be fearful. Or I know what he's feeling. I can feel what he's feeling. And you know what? You can't avoid that when you're close to somebody. So that's part of a PTSD. So at the end, he started trusting me a little bit, which made me feel good. But it was in such a circumstances that I still worried all the time. I was anxious all the time, concerned for him all the time. So that's a part of it. So I sort of lost myself in the mix, I believe. And that's what's been going on with me today, June the 23rd, 2026. Thank you for listening.